Welcome to HuffPost Live.
We've launched today. It's very exciting.
HuffPost Live.
We can have a conversation. In fact, we must have a conversation.
There, I'm gonna just cross over and get a cookie to celebrate this.
Finally!
You're watching HuffPost Live.
What's up, guys? Greetings from Los Angeles.
We are talking about
Spending in elections.
Anti-gay bullying.
Love and sex.
Computer algorithms.
Why do you keep looking at that computer? Talk to me, you pussy, and put that thing away.
You are watching the Shadow Convention. That's right, we are having the conversations that need to be had.
We're going to devote a day during each of the national conventions to focus on 3 issues.
The war on drugs, jobs and poverty, money and politics.
We are covering it like no one else, and we are so proud and happy to have you be a part of that conversation.
This is a country where many people just cannot afford to get sick.
I even have to fight now with insurance to get the care I need for my cancer.
Is that something in the alternative education program that you think helps more so than sending them to a juvenile detention facility?
Our society really prefers to punish than to really understand the root of the problem.
Millions of pilgrims are arriving now in Mecca for Islam's annual Hajj pilgrimage. These are tense times. I mean, do you think that that's going to affect the pilgrimage or the journey for Muslims?
It can only be resolved through more education and through more conversations like this one.
You got kids going to school relying on school lunch. It's not a third world issue, it's a world issue.
By now, you must have heard the breaking news. If you look at my screen, Christopher Stevens, the U.S. ambassador, was killed in an attack on the American consulate in Benghazi.
When you have an outbreak of hostilities, when you have these kinds of events take place, oftentimes it leaves people in a fog, and it takes some time to be able to sort through the details.
Tomorrow is the big night, the first presidential debate.
Mitt Romney kicked President Obama's butt.
People should start to practice the words President Romney.
We are hosting a third-party presidential debate.
Crony capitalism is alive and well in this country. I think that by enacting the fair tax, I think you kick crony capitalism in the rear end.
As Latin people, we need to start understanding how much power we have.
What the hell is Mitt Romney talking about?
A video released late yesterday of some pretty damaging comments.
47%. People that Romney says he, quote, does not worry about.
If you want to be president, you got to work for everybody, not just for some.
You are watching our special coverage of Superstorm Sandy.
It's tearing up the East Coast, putting millions of Americans in harm's way.
The worst devastation I've seen as someone who has lived his whole life here in New Jersey. Close to 2 million people without power in the state.
It's not just New York and New Jersey. The storm has affected people with a lot fewer resources, especially in the Caribbean.
Romney and Obama continue to express grief for the victims of Hurricane Sandy.
A lot of people are still suffering the consequences of a terrible hurricane.
Your country will be there for you for as long as it takes to recover and rebuild.
Fuel shortages displaced families and damaged polling locations are expected to impact tomorrow's election.
New York Governor Andrew Cuomo signed an executive order allowing for displaced residents to vote at polling places other than their own.
Welcome to HuffPost Live Election 2012 coverage.
We've heard a lot about voter fraud.
Polls have just closed.
I have breaking news, actually.
Once it starts coming in, it's going to start pouring in fast.
So many students have come out to vote.
We have NBC calling Ohio for Obama.
If you look at the electoral map here, you see 268 to 203.
Romney doesn't have a viable path to victory at this point.
President Obama won Latino voters nationally by 40 points. 40 points.
Barack Obama tweeting this 4 more years and that lovely photo.
Thank you so much for spending such a historic election night with us. Thank you. Thank you, Zach.
Earlier this morning, gunshots were fired at Sandy Hook Elementary School.
We need to have a federal law mandating background checks for anybody and everybody.
Of these occasional horrifying mass murders, what are the common characteristics? What are the background of these people?
People's babies are dead. We're having funerals for children.
New England town that so many of them cherished was now going to be synonymous with places like Columbine.
This is HuffPost Live in 2012.
What so many of my residents and 46 million Americans deal with every day has even opened my eyes.
Is it rude to tell the truth? I guess sometimes.
We love you. We are having a great time, so we're going to extend the segment.
Joining me today and taking up the whole damn couch.
Surprises here at HuffPost Live.
This is the craziest thing ever.
Chicks dig
We love it.
I gotta tell
you dudes.
HuffPost Live was in fact voted the biggest innovation in media
of 2012 by Mashable.
I really want to thank you for the work you're doing.
Hulk Hogan, the greatest of all time, in the house, brother.
This is not okay.
What is it that makes a great lover?
Sometimes I just want to call you Jeanne Varney.
Guess what I dressed up for Halloween?
The suspenders are a little loud.
This is a steak wrap.
A steak wrap?
Yeah.
How many calories
It's a segment on diabetes!
Thank you for joining us in 2012.
The conversation will continue in 2013.